Okay, in our previous video, I showed you how to start a database. Now I'm going to show you how to actually create the database here. As you can see, by default, Access gives us a table already opened, and it's called Table 1. As we know, as I've told you guys before, the backbone of Access is a table. You have to have a table before you do anything else. So let's pretend we're doing an address database where I want to include 4 records: people's address, first, last name, title, address, city, state, zip, and then we're going to do phone number as well. There are a couple of ways that you can set up your database. And right now, by default, if you look here, click the down arrow on the View tab, you're going to see that we are in Datasheet view. This is okay to set up your database if it's a small database. If you want to have more control and see the behind the scenes, you're probably going to want to use the design view. So I'm going to show you how to use both views to add your fields. So the first field by default is ID. We're always going to keep ID. That's going to serve the purpose of our primary key, meaning that we're not going to have any duplicates. So let's go ahead and start adding our fields. So when we are addressing someone, let's say we'll use me as an example, Mr. Michael Monaco. Mr. is referred to as a title. So I'm going to click once where it says click to add. And by default, usually it uses short text. So I'm going to keep short text here. And for field 1, I'm going to type in title and enter. So now the 2 fields that I have are ID and title. Let's keep going. Short text, we need first name. Some people do not put spaces in their field names, but for the purpose of this class, it's okay if you do add a space. Okay, we're going to go last name. Now I'm going to stop there for now. So what I'm going to do is now show you how to add some field names in the other view. So if I switch from Datasheet view to Design view, the first thing it's going to ask me to do is save my table and give it a name. Very rarely are we going to keep table 1. That's not very descriptive. So I'm going to call this address practice. And there's no specific name that you're going to need to name it, but call it something that's applicable to the table that we're creating. I'm going to click OK. And now you see, the field names in this other view, which is design view. You're going to see the key right here by ID. That means that's the primary key. The data type is auto number. So that means every time you start entering an entry or a record, the ID is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 automatically. You never have to enter anything for ID when we start inputting records. So we have ID, title, first name, last name. We're going to have to add in address. And if I push enter, it's going to bring me all to the data type, and it already says short text. That's fine. We've got to do city and short text, state, zip code, and we're going to do phone number. So for the purpose of setting up this database, I have all of my fields. If I come up here and right click my tab, or I can go over here to this little X over here and X out of this, it's going to ask if I want to save any changes that I made. I'm going to say yes. So now when I open up my address practice again, it's going to bring me automatically to my datasheet view, and notice that you can see all of your fields up top here. So I'm just going to double click between the fields so you can see the whole thing there. So that is how you add field names to your table. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how to input all your information and show you how to add some input masks to your fields so that when you start typing in information, it follows the correct format that you want. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you next video.